Hey, hello everyone, it's Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. Tonight we're going to do a show on the OontZ Angle3. Check this out.
He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Don Bain, the Gadget Professor, and we are thrilled to bring you episode 223. I have a lot of very intriguing functional apps today, so you want to stay tuned because I have a lot of them. And then towards the end of the show, we're going to do a review of this OontZ Angle3. Better hold it that way. Bluetooth speaker, and as you know, I reluctantly do any more Bluetooth speaker reviews because there are so many of them, but this one is very interesting and the price point is just killer, so you'll want to stay tuned. So let's get right into it. Welcome to the Gadget Professor Show. We come up with a new Gadget Professor production every Thursday evening, and all you need to do really is go to thegadgetprofessor.com and you can watch the show 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're also on iTunes. We're on the Roku channel. We have our own Roku channel, and really, if you just Google the Gadget Professor, you'll find the show. It's real easy to do. The other thing that you probably want to do for sure is when you're on the gadgetprofessor.com, if you scroll down on the right-hand side to this little item that says newsletter, you'll want to subscribe to the newsletter. What that is you put your email address in. I don't use the email address for anything except sending you this free newsletter, or as I call it, the show notes. And what happens is every Thursday night, as soon as the show is finished and posted, you will get the newsletter totally free in your email box. And what it does is it gives you a synopsis of everything we discussed in that night's show with everything hot links. So if we talk about a particular product or a particular app or piece of software, you can find it very easily by getting the show notes and just clicking on that hot link, and it will bring you right to the web page to find out more information. So you definitely want to do that. The other thing that I will tell you is we have a Facebook page, and it is Facebook.com/The Gadget Professor. We would love it if you like us. And I'll tell you something else. Right now, you are watching this show, and I am, I believe, on my way to Amsterdam for a few days. And I will be posting some pictures and some information on my travel on my Facebook page. So you may want to check out the Facebook page to get some, I would hope, cool photography and some other tidbits. So that should be a lot of fun too. So let's get right into it. Before I start, I want to tell everybody that you can email me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. That's thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. And I do try to respond to every email that I get. And also, you may want to follow me on Twitter, and that's simple enough. That's @GadgetProfessor, @GadgetProfessor. If you follow us on Twitter and you get the newsletter, the free newsletter, it will show you how to get to our Rebel Mouse page, and let's just leave it at that. I think you'll find the Rebel Mouse page fascinating, especially if you like to hear about gadgets the second they come out. So let's get into it, folks. This is a website that I actually was made aware of it by a friend, and it's called CrowdPack. And if you want to know anything about the presidential election coming up or the candidates, this is the one of the better websites that's out there. In fact, it's a good website to find out about what's going on in elections in general. So check this out. You can actually put in the criteria that you want a candidate to have, and it will narrow it down and show you who has most of the criteria. I doubt that you'll find someone that has all of the criteria. At least I can't find anybody. All right, let's get into some cool apps, and I have some cool apps. Now, I am very frequently asked, what software do I use for security? And my answer is very simple. I use all platforms, but for the most part, I use a Windows PC. And I'm still on Windows 7. I have never upgraded to 8. I may upgrade to 10 shortly. I'm waiting until all the bugs and the security things get fixed, and then I'll probably make that that changeover. But in any event, what I use right now and probably will continue to use is a free program put out by Microsoft itself called Microsoft Essentials. So that's what I use for virus protection. For malware and things of that nature, I use another free program that I've been using since it's come out, and that's called Malware Bytes. It's totally free, and those are the only two programs that I have on my systems, and I've never had an issue, so they're very good. That said, this is probably as good, maybe even a tad better. It's called Avast. It's the world's #1 antivirus program, and they have over 230 million users, and you can download a version of their software totally free and use it. With more than 230 million users, Avast is the most trusted security and antivirus program in the world. You are now just a few clicks away from protecting your PC for free. And everybody knows that we like free, so all you do is click that. It's compatible with Windows 10, and this will do an excellent job. They do have different versions that you can pay for, and actually those paid for versions, of course, will add more protection and more variables if you so desire that. But for the most part, anything that you're doing, you will be quite well protected with this free version. I do run this on my laptop, and I've had no issues with it. It does update frequently, and it just runs in the background. You don't even know it's there. So definitely take a peek at that if you're interested in free virus protection, and why wouldn't you be? This is definitely a possibility. Now here's a program that I have been using, oh my God, probably since it first came out, and it's on version 8.52, actually 8.52, and it's called Total Commander. And it could be a little intimidating if you download it. It's a shareware program. It's totally free. But if you ever have used Windows Explorer, and I'm sure that you have, this is Windows Explorer on steroids times 10. And it basically lays out things very easily for you to transfer files, to see what's in a file. It does all kinds of things. You can compare two files to see if they are indeed the same. It has a built-in FTP server, that's file transfer protocol. Why do you need an FTP program? Well, if you're doing any transferring of files, such as when I do this episode and finish this podcast, I actually upload this to a server and then post it. And I do that using a piece of software called FileZilla, which is a free file transfer protocol software. This particular program, Total Commander, has it built right in, which is very convenient. It also has a zip, an ARG. I can go on a rare program. It's all built inside, so it's like one program, a utility program that does it all. I'll give you a quick peek of the window. This is what it looks like, so you can see that there's all kinds of it shows you both sides of a file. They don't have to be the same file, but you can drag and drop, and up here is all the software that you have integrated within Total Commander. So definitely, if you're into file utilities and want, I think, the best one out there, and it's free, it's Total Commander. So why don't you take a peek at that and let me know if you've never used it before, and if you do try to use it, let me know. I'd love to hear your experience with it. It comes in 32 and 64-bit. Both of them are totally free, and it's compatible with pretty much every Windows program out there. So take a peek at that. Now, this is one of the coolest pieces of softwares I've come by in a long time. Again, it's free, and it's called BlueStacks. What is BlueStacks? I'll give it to you real easy. If you have a Droid and you play games or do anything on the Droid, this will allow you to continue to play and use the apps that are on the Droid for free on your Mac or on your PC. That's right, on your Mac or on your PC. So you download this particular application, if you will. It's free. Put it on your PC or on your Mac, and then, this is a beautiful web page, by the way. I really like how they rolled it out. You can see how everything just lifts so nicely. But whatever is on the Droid, your Android platform, you now can run on your PC and Mac. So if you're playing games or want to use Facebook or whatever it is that you want to do, gaming on mobile, draining your battery, yeah, play and message as long as you want while keeping your phone at 100% charged with juice. This is the name of the software. It's called BlueStacks, and you can go check it out on the webpage. It will definitely be in the show notes. Our Android platform has the most mobile apps and games on a PC and Mac in the world. There is nothing like the speed and sound of playing your favorite game on the big screen. A huge thank you to our 90 million and growing user base. So check this out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And there are times when someone else is using your phone, especially if you have a large family, and you just want to play the games or use the apps. This will do it for you, and it's free. Can't beat that. Speaking of free, here is another utility program, and this has been around for a while. It's called CCleaner, and what that will do is clean for free all the junk files that are on your PC. And that's been around for a while, and it's no big deal. What you may not know is that Paraform makes another product, and it's called Defraggler, and this is it right here, Defraggler. And Defraggler is a great program to defragment your hard drive, which you should do every now and then. And basically it takes all the unused space on your hard drive and compresses it and just makes the hard drive work a lot better. Consequently, you'll have faster speed when you're using your computer. It's very safe, it's secure, and it's available to do a full customization as to how you want to defrag your hard drive. It will also allow you to schedule defragmentation like at 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, unless, of course, you're using your PC. So check that out. It's a great, great program, and again, totally free. More totally free stuff. This one is a all-in-one file converter, and I'm asked all the time. I have an iPhone, and I have another file that's a WMA, and I can't get it to play on my iPhone, or I have I need an MP4, and right now it's in an MP3. Well, an MP3 would be audio. It's in an MPEG file, or it's in an AV file, or an FLV file, whatever the case may be. And I want to get it on my PC. I want to play it on my Mac. I want to play it on my iPhone. I want to play it on my Droid. You get the picture. This is a file conversion program that will pretty much take any kind of file that you have, both audio and video, and convert it to whatever type of file you want. And you can pay a lot of money for these programs. This one's totally free, and it does a great job. So it's basically called a multimedia conversion tool, and it's called Formatfactory. So if you're ever struggling, it even does the BlackBerry, the Sony PlayStation, the iPhone, the iPod, the BlackBerry. I mean, they don't even make that anymore, I don't believe. But it even supports RMVB, watermark, AV, and AVMUX files. So it does some pretty crazy file conversion, plus the, quote, typical files. And there's no reason not to use this. It's perfectly safe. It works well. It's simple to use. And at the bottom of their webpage, they show probably about 25 different file formats that it will convert from. So essentially, if you see the file format there that you have and the file format that you want, obviously it will do that. So the other thing that it does, and a lot of people aren't aware that this can actually be done, is this program will repair your damaged video files and your audio files if they're damaged. So sometimes you've downloaded a file and it goes screwy in the middle of it or right at the beginning and you don't know why. This will actually take a look at the file, and if it's repairable, it will electronically do it for you. That's a good thing. The other thing that it does is it's very efficient when it makes the conversion. It doesn't expand the file to make it larger. Actually, it figures out what the least amount of size it can be for that particular file, and it converts it to that. So it's a very efficient type of conversion. So check this out. It also works on photographs, and it will also act as a DVD ripper. So this is very cool. It's very free, and I think you will really like it. And I believe it supports, I think, something like 60 or 65, I don't remember, different languages, all of which are foreign. And I think you'll enjoy this program. And now we are going to go to the moment that we've all been waiting for, the gadget of the day. And the gadget of the day is called the OontZ Angle3. And this is the box that it came in. No unboxing today because there's not much to unbox. This is what it looks like. why on earth am I covering this? Because I've done probably 15 Bluetooth speakers in the last, 4 years, but this one's very interesting. Pretty much it's the same as everybody else's, but one, it's very small. I've seen smaller, but what's unique about this is it's waterproof. Waterproof. That doesn't mean that you can throw it in the ocean and submerge it. It's not water submersible, but it's waterproof, which means you can splash water on it. It's sandproof, dirtproof, and it will take a fairly good beating. So that in itself makes it very unique. What I like about this is on the bottom, and I don't know if you could see this because it's black, but there's two little pads that might raise this in 1/4 of an inch from the surface that you have it on. And what that does, and there's vents here, and what it does is it actually accentuates the bass. So what I like about this speaker, opposed to pretty much every other Bluetooth speaker that's out there, is the fidelity. The fidelity is very, very good for the price point, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the other thing that it does, when I say fidelity, it not only gives you great bass response, but the highs are fantastic. The sound is crisp as could be. But the thing that actually just dropped my jaw is the amount of volume that this little puppy puts out. This will fill an 8x10 or 9x12 room with no problem whatsoever. I could take this out into the back and sit at the pool or go in the jacuzzi, which makes a lot of noise, and I can still hear the sound coming out of this little device, and the fact that it's waterproof makes it really nice. Now, in terms of functionality, there's not too much different about the way this operates than in the other Bluetooth speaker. There's an on and off switch, which is located in the back. They do have a flap here, which I'll show you. This piece comes up, and they say in the instructions, which they're only one page. I mean, that's the total amount of instructions that you get. It's not hard to operate. If you flip this up, obviously it's not going to be so waterproof, because if you get water inside these connections, it will do damage, but it tells you that. It cautions you on that. Now, what's in this underneath this little rubber grommet? Basically a charging opportunity where they have a jack. It does come with a very small, I had it here somewhere, here we go, a very small, like they they couldn't afford it, but this is the actual charging connector that comes with. It's a mini USB to a USB port. You just plug it like so and charge it up. No big deal. The other thing that's inside this is an audio jack, which it also comes with, that you can actually plug the speaker of some other device and plug it into this if you want to get the nice sound that comes out of it. So that's why you would open this up. Now, one thing that I have actually tested and I can verify, I got 7 hours and 37 minutes operation time on this at full blast. That was very impressive. 7 hours and 35 minutes. I was very impressed with that. And I think the other thing that's a little, I don't want to even say unique, but on the side they have the Bluetooth connector button. And when you push this, actually it's going to blink blue, and you would find it on your, when you pair it up with your device, you'll find that this will appear. You click it and it's paired. If you want to pair it to another device, all you have to do is just click it again, and it will turn off the first Bluetooth connection, and it will go to the second or third, or so on and so forth. Also, when you turn your Bluetooth device off and turn it back on, as long as this is on, it will automatically pair, because it knows that device. It recognizes that. There are volume controls. There's the plus and the minus and the pause. There's nothing unique about that. One thing I have noticed about it, and it didn't say anything in the instructions, and I don't think the unit is faulty. It's just probably a battery-saving mechanism that was put into it. But there's no mention of this feature that I saw. I hope it's a feature, but if there's no sound coming through this, it knows it. And after 5 minutes-ish, it turns off, which can be a pain and may not be a pain. Now, I turned this device on right before I started the podcast. So what I'm going to do is I'll go on my iPhone, which is right here. Let me take my charge out of that, but I have Pandora here, and I'm just going to press Pandora. So you can hear that the speaker is not paired because it turned itself off. So I will go on the back here and push this on, and a light will light up, Okay, so it's on now. I wasn't pushing it hard enough, so you heard that little bling, so it's on. Also, you can see the blue light maybe blinking, and now it's ready to be paired, and it already went solid blue. So this is on a quarter volume, and so this is what it sounds like. Let me turn it up for you. It is packing a wallop. I can feel this vibrating in my hand. So I'm going to put this on my desk, and what happens is the bass becomes better because it's bouncing off the surface. Let me tell you, that little puppy, this thing cranks, easily filling up this room. As a matter of fact, at the end of the hall, it's still pretty loud. So the main reason I reviewed this is because it's a fantastic value. It's only $30. And right now it's on a limited time only, but you can get this OontZ Angle3, actually it's Angle3, for $30 on the website. A couple places are offering specials on it. They'll say it's like $45, but get it now for $30. You can get it for $30 right on the website, and they do have a bunch of other products there. But for the money, I don't think you're going to find a better high-fidelity Bluetooth speaker for the money that's waterproof and packs the wallop that this packs, in addition to the 7+ hours of charge time that it keeps. Very light, very portable, and I think it's a tremendous value. So if you're interested in getting a present for someone for graduation, I guess Christmas is coming up soon, but for $30, you're not going to find anything that's better. In fact, for $30, I don't know if you'll find anything that's as good. This is made by Cambridge Soundworks, which used to be in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and they used to do some incredible work in the sound area. I'm assuming they're still in business. On the back of this, it says Cambridge Soundworks, but it does say that it's made in China. Not that that's a bad thing, but I guess everything's made in China today. Who knows? But it's a very good product, very high quality, and you'll definitely like it. So that will wrap it up today for the Gadget Professor. I'll see everybody next Thursday. Thank you so much for tuning in. So long from the Gadget Professor.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Bain, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.